Welcome back. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. Brent Balbinot saying thank you for joining us on DCTV Sports. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Street in Defiance. Stop on out in person. Check out all the great deals they have on their lot. Or if you don't feel like braving 12-degree temperatures with 25-mile-an-hour winds, you can check them out online as well at drivebobestic.com. All right, time for our very first high school basketball broadcast of the season. And where else could we do it from but the hangar in Ayersville as the Pilots welcome Patrick Henry tonight. Coach Nicely joining us for our pregame. Coach, it seems like, well, I guess let me ask you, does it seem like a long time since our last pregame interview, or did time disappear in the snap of a fingers to you?
Oh, it goes so fast. When you get the summer stuff going on, next thing you know, it's June, July, and then we got a little break, and then it's fall. Next thing you know, season's here, so it just goes fast.
Fingers.
Yes.
But the old phrase is the days are long, but the seasons are short.
Yes.
Sometimes it's difficult to impart that on 16, 17, and 18-year-olds, but when you've been around the block like this gentleman here, it does take on a little bit more value, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Let's go ahead and take a look. I've got some of the stats from last year. The graduation, which is part of being a high school coach.
Yep.
Allie Schindler, all Northwest Ohio district for 3 straight seasons, averaged nearly 14 points, 4.5 boards, nearly 3 assists per ball game. She's at Kent State now. Taylor Kraft averaged about 6 points, 6 blocks and about 6 points.
Yeah.
Pulled down nearly double-digit boards. Again, you take a look at Kirsten Mannon, who I think was probably an anonymous voice in the chorus of that senior class last year. She was averaging about 5 or 6 points at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
Nearly 10 at the end of the year, and you talk about a smart basketball player. And then, of course, Belle McGuire, simply because we have to mention her. I'll probably hear about it. But again, your defensive stopper, that's a lot of talent to graduate.
Yes.
It's unfair to ask a bunch of freshmen and sophomores to step up and play like seasoned 3-year veterans. But let me ask you this question. Inexperienced doesn't mean untalented. How much talent is on this young roster right now?
I think we have a lot of talent. It's just it's going to take a little bit to get it out of them. Playing JV last year, it's a lot different situation. When you're coming into varsity level, it's tougher. No matter if you play JV or varsity, it's a lot of work, no matter, because you have to run all the time. And, we lost a few players that decided not to play. And the other kids got the chance. I always say, if somebody steps out, the door opens for you to step in and take over.
I was going to say the old phrase is next man in, or in this case, next girl in.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the faces that Pilot fans can expect to see. I got an idea where you're going to start as far as leadership goes.
Kendra Waldron. She's my number one. Played last year, hit some big shots, sort of like a starter last year. Her, and then you got her cousin, Kendall Boer, underneath as a freshman, 6-footer. She's working hard, trying to get the hook shot down. And, then we got Avery, you just talked to, just a real hard worker. She's really showing some talent coming up. So I think she's going to be a very good basketball player by the time end of the year. And you got Allie Eldridge running a point, and Kaylin Hosted also running a point. Alexa Greewee can also come in and hit some shots. So, we have a lot of people, about 3 people that are going to have to run point, but it's all going to be by committee.
Offense sounds like it's going to be a work in progress, but one thing you've always hung your hat on here at Ayersville is at the defensive end of the court. No matter how experienced you are, you can always, what's the old phrase, defense travels?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's going to be the same case again this year.
Yeah, we got to bank on defense because our offense right now is probably under 30 points a game, and you got to make your easy shots, your bunny shots, and you got to make free throws. And if you make majority of those, you should be up in the mid-30s, maybe 40, and you should be able to win some ball games.
Look, last year it was not uncommon for Ayersville to score 35 points and still win by 8 or 9. This year that margin for error is going to be a little bit thinner.
Yes.
You don't want the team feeling pressure, though, right? We're only in game number 3 of the season. What's your message to this young squad?
Well, we lost a couple of heartbreakers, wouldn't say heartbreakers, but they were, under 10 points. Most of them have been under 10. So we're right there. If we just make some layups, make some free throws, we're right there and have a chance to win.
What you did a lot last year was turn defense into offense. So steal in the open court becomes an easy breakaway layup. I don't want to call those gifts, but it's almost gravy. Is this club capable of doing the same?
Yeah, we told them, you got to get that rebound. You got to look. They're not used to looking for Kendra to flash because some teams are starting to see that and know that Kendra's going to be out there, so they're going to take that away. but she'll have to come back and get the ball and then get it down the floor. But we'll have to look down the floor to get some fast break points.
You mentioned Kendra, obviously some of the expected starters. How deep can this bench go? If not early, hopefully maybe in a month or two.
Well, right now we had one girl that, Hannah Alstetter tore ACL. Addie Zartman is battling a knee injury too, so she's all up and down. So I don't know where she's going to be. I know she's not playing against PH. And then Harmony Gherkin played JV last year. Now that she's a senior, and she got a little bit of playing time last year. Hopefully we can get her in, and hopefully she can knock down a few shots for us too.
Let's go ahead and break down Patrick Henry again. An interesting mix. They've got some height, they've got some experience. Break them down.
Well, Chrisman's one of the girls. I'm not familiar with all their names. We watched them on film, but yeah, very tall, lanky. They get out and put pressure on you. They can push the ball. So we're going to have to try to slow them down in our 2-3, but we're going to also have to get out on their shooters because they can shoot the ball.
Do you expect any pressure?
Oh, yeah. Anybody that watched our film, the first couple games know that our pressure is a little bit tougher. But I'm confident, we're getting a little bit better with that. If we can get Kendra the ball, some of the other girls are going to have to step up. We can't run away from pressure. We got to make sure we have a return pass to reverse the ball. But I think it's getting better.
Last year was easy to just flash Taylor Craps to have court and go over the top of both presses.
Yes.
How do you break it this year?
Well, I think we can do about the same. With Kendall, she's just a freshman. It's going to take her a little bit to, get that strength. She doesn't have that strength like Taylor did. And also, with Allie Schindler, you get the ball and she's a one-man press break, so that helps too. So
tempo. What is, when you're firing on all cylinders, I know we talked about not being an offensive juggernaut, but still getting good shots, running the offense you want. What is the ideal tempo for this team?
Well, I think we're going to be a 50-50, try to get out there a few times if we can to run, push the ball. But I think a lot of times we got to set our offense up, be patient, take some time off the clock. Let's keep that. If we keep the score down, I think we got a better chance to pull it out to the end.
I don't want to get too philosophical, but at the high school level and Ayersville girls basketball over the last 3 seasons, this one included, has had multiple different pieces to the puzzle, and yet you have figured out a way to win. Without asking you to give away anything, just what's your message to this young team right now? Green and growing in November, you'd rather have that than ripe and rotten in December. Correct?
Oh, correct, yeah. And we told them, start of the year, everybody's going to make mistakes, and we understand that. You just got to eliminate, try to break it down each game and get better and better each game. If we do that, I think by Christmas or after Christmas, we should be a lot better basketball team.
Coach, looking forward to covering your program, not just tonight, but all season long.
Thank you.
Let's get after it again.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us.
Yep, you're welcome. Thank you.
He's all smiles, and we believe him because he's an honest man. Coach Nicely joining us. Our Bob Estel Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues right after this with our player profile. Avery Knieven, 5'8" sophomore, will join us. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching DCTV Sports.